I am the price. I can choose to upgrade, I can choose to up my price, I can choose to up my value, up my presence at any point in time. The older I get, the less urge I feel to be shy about certain things. Gone are the days where people don't identify as Christians in the public. I will not pretend to be somebody else to gain that favor, to gain that opportunity, or to become your friend. Friendship is in seasons or phases. I do not have the energy to be so dramatic. What any other person does is really not your business. Hey beautiful people, you're welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, hi, my name is Joy, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back to watch my videos. From the title of this video, you know what I'll be sharing today. I'm really excited for this sit down video because this year has been more of vlogs. Nonetheless, I'm here to share with you guys my lessons for 2024, things that I've basically learned or things that have just stuck harder with me, things that have resonated with me, and yeah, basically things that I've come across. So stick around to the end of this video, get your notepad, your pen, and let's discuss. You all can agree with me that this year has been that year, right? In terms of drama, in terms of finance, in terms of business expansion, in terms of weddings, guys. The number of weddings that this year has produced, we need to investigate, because it was now looking like if you not get married this year, I'm sorry, it's on you. But anyways, this year has been a lot. I've cried, I've lived, I've laughed, I've basically evolved, and I'll be sharing it with you guys. So let's get straight to the point. Enough of this chit chat. So the first lesson I've learned, or the first thing that has really resonated with me this year, is being unashamed about things you don't know, about places you've never been to. I sort of started to feel ashamed of things that I don't know. Yes, there are some things that it's like you have to be ashamed of, but as I grow older, I'm really not ashamed about things that I don't know. If I don't know something, I have now become more confident to say I don't know it. I'm willing and open to learn, really, because I think that is what helps us grow as human beings. Your ability to acknowledge the fact that you don't know this thing, you don't know how to do it, you are not so good at this area, is what enables you to grow. Because if everybody is forming, if everybody is doing, I know it, I don't need to learn from others, if everybody is being that fountain of knowledge, really nobody's going to learn anything from anybody. So I'm now evolving to accepting things that are new and not necessarily appearing as I know it. This year I've been more open. I've learned to be more open, to be unashamed about things that I don't know, places I've never been. The older I get, the less urge I feel to be shy about certain things, especially things that could help me, right? So if you don't know something, or if you've never been somewhere, this is your cue maybe to just become unashamed. Really, nobody cares, nobody's going to beat you, right? Recently I went somewhere and there was a dress code, and I did not have the complete dress code. I was just unashamed to come open to the person in charge of the wardrobe, saying, please, this, I don't have the dress code, and all of those. Yes, there'll be times where you need to get certain things because of your functionality, but other times, just come clean, I don't have this. Nobody's going to beat you, really. You don't have to necessarily put up a front to meet people's expectations. Another thing I've learned this year that has resonated with me stronger is being proud of my identity. And when I mean being proud of my identity, I'm talking about my Christianity, my religion, my state of origin, my background, my family, the people around me, my friends, right? I just feel like in terms of friendships now, if you cannot be so proud of putting out your friend or saying this person is my friend, this person is someone I'm acquainted with, then I don't see the reason of that. I don't see the reason why you should be friends with that person, right? Irrespective of how that person is or appear or look like, you decided in your mind first that you were going to be friends with that person. So why not deal with the reality, right? I've come to accept the reality that I'm from Benue State. Not that anything is wrong with it, but most times when people, when I talk to people and they're like, oh, what state are you from? I'm like, I'm from Benue. It's, you know, they kind of give that, they might not say it, but it gives that anyways, I like the fact that my identity, my background is unique. I'm from Benue State. I will say that anywhere, anytime, any day. In a nutshell, I've learned to be proud of my identity regardless of where I find myself, and even my identity as a Christian. Gone are the days where people don't identify as Christians in the public due to certain things. Now really, I don't care, for real. If I will not pretend to be somebody else to gain that favor, to gain that opportunity, or to become your friend, if you cannot accept me as I am, then it's not for me. The next lesson I've learned this year is peace over chaos. Guys, this has been my anchor since the beginning of this year. The older I get, the less dramatic I've become, and the less drama I want to entertain in my space, in my corner, in my life, in basically my work, the things I'm dealing with, in terms of friendship, in terms of name it. Peace over chaos. If it's stressing me, or if it's playing or tampering with my health mentally, I am sorry, I'm not up for it. Sign me up for peace, serenity, sign me up for others, sign me up for clarity, sign me up for, you know, come correct, right? In any area, come correct, come clean. In terms of friendship, romantic relationships, if you're not coming direct, if you're not coming clean, please, I'll pass. So peace over chaos. At this point in my life, I do not have the energy. I do not have the energy to be so dramatic, right? I know some things need explanations, but putting myself in that tight corner, that box, boxing myself to certain relationships, certain issues, all in the name of I want to be associated with this person or this thing, I'm not cut out for it. I'm sorry. So that is one lesson I've learned this year. Your ability to choose peace over and over again at every given point in time is golden. Lesser do I feel the urge to explain myself every time. I'm sorry. Like, at this point, if you think this is who I am. Another vital lesson I've learned this year is anxiety will not solve anything. I'm an overthinker, and sometimes I get worried for the littlest things that I should not worry about, or things that are worth worrying for. But I've just come to understand that anxiety will not do anything. Anxiety will not change anything. Being overly conscious about how this should be done, about when it should be done, and the outcome of certain things, it will not change anything. Right? So when things are not going my way, yes, I will definitely be anxious. Sometimes I feel this is supposed to be in this order, in this form, it's supposed to be happening right now. But I've just come to realize that I cannot do anything about it. I cannot change it, rather than putting my faith on the line. So this year, if there's anything I've learned, is to have faith and worry less. Really, it saves you a lot of energy, a lot of time, because the time you're supposed to invest in other things that could move your life forward, you were busy thinking about that one thing or two things that wasn't working or is not working. Another lesson I've learned this year, this one is big, is huge, is your biggest customers, your biggest audience, viewers or supporters, no, maybe not supporters, but your biggest customers, let me put it that way, consumers of your products, your content, whatever it is you are into, will not be your family and friends, and that doesn't make them your enemy. It took a while for me to understand this, because even with a platform like YouTube, most times you expect that people around you will carry your content or on your head. It's lovely having people who are rooting for you, who prioritize your business, who carry your business, and who patronize you basically. But you just have to come to the terms that your biggest customers, or majority of your customers, will not be your family. Maybe if your family were to do the most for you or your friends, they patronize you once, twice, and that's it, really. More of your customers will come from people you do not expect, and that's okay. It doesn't mean they are evil. It doesn't make them less kind. It doesn't make them less concerning. It doesn't make them less involved in your business, or your job. Really, it's just life, it's just nature. Another lesson I've learned this year is it's not too late to start over. It doesn't matter what you want to do, right? Scratch it, start all over from the beginning. If you feel like you want to change something about yourself, about, you know, whatever it is, it's not too late to start over. If you're not okay with something, it's okay to say no, it's okay to leave, it's okay to say I'm not doing this anymore, I want to do this, I want to start up a new career, I want to evolve, I want to change how I look, right? Some persons think personality is fixed or appearance is fixed, right? Because you see me on jean and top today doesn't mean I cannot decide to wear crop top and jean tomorrow. The whole essence or idea for me is just modernity, in how modernity can appear in whatever way you choose to style. I can begin to wear baggy top. I'm not boxed or I'm not fixed to the idea you have of me in your head. I choose to express myself, and then I am the prize. Really, I am the prize, and then you all are the consumers. I am literally the price, and I can choose to upgrade, I can choose to up my price, I can choose to up my value, up my presence at any point in time. So if there's anything I've learned this year or that has stuck with me is that talent is not enough. One can be talented and still be useless. Talent is not enough. I feel like someone who is not as talented or so talented as you are, who is putting all the energy, the effort, the resources, the time, will be more successful in your area, in that field. So talent is not enough. I've come to realize it, and it's such a hard pill to swallow, for real, especially when you know you are talented and you think all you just need to do is play around it. Really, hard work put together with consistency, put together with discipline, produces more results than talent. Another hard pill, guys, this one you might have to sit tight is that friendship is in seasons or phases. Guys, it took me a lot to finally agree with this, right? I used to think that your friend or that friend, I don't like to term a best friend, but in quotes, that best friend should be a friend for everything. Your secrets, the times where you want to have fun, the times where you want to be serious and all of those things. No, it's simply not like that. Life doesn't work that way, for real, guys. Friendships come and go, relationships come and go as well, but there are some friendships that last longer than others, some for a lifetime, some for a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, right? It might be for that particular phase you are in, or that particular challenge, that particular thing basically going on in your life, right? You don't necessarily need to have just one friend for everything or every aspect of your life. Yes, you might have that friend that you are open to. You might have that friend that drives your business life, that friend that drives your spiritual life, and it's okay. One person wasn't created to be all, right? Everything in one. So it's okay to have friendships for different purposes, and it's okay to have friends for different seasons. But your ability to discern what lifespan that friendship holds in your life is golden and is key. Another lesson I've learned is being open-minded. This year I've learned to be more open towards relationships with people, how that not everything will go as planned. I don't want to think, okay, this is how it is, this is how it must go, this should be the outcome, right? That's just life for you. I've just learned, or I'm learning, to be more open-minded in my craft, my business, what I do, and in other aspects. For real, life is not always in black and white. Sometimes it can be gray, right? So just being open-minded saves you a lot of disappointment, saves you a lot of stress, right? You are open-minded, and at the end of the day, if that thing doesn't work out, so you're like, okay, no problem. Another vital lesson I've learned this year is not everybody will like you. I say this because certain things happened this year, and I got to understand that no matter how simple of a person I think I am, not everybody will buy my idea, not everybody will agree with me, not everybody will like me, not everybody will see the good in you, and it's totally fine. For real, you just continue to be the simple person you are, or basically just do the things you do normally, right? This one I'm going to be very open with you guys, because YouTube on here we are one, and I like to share my personal experiences, right? So something happened in where I reside, my hostel, and then somehow they did anonymous. That day I wasn't asleep, and they said certain things, and I'm like, oh really? Me that I think I just be on here minding my business, greeting and making sure I'm cordial with everybody. You still think this, you still believe this, or you still have the idea of this, or you still basically perceive it in a certain way. I'm like, oh okay, all right. So it just got me thinking that no matter what you do, right? In fact, I was not like I was excited, but I was just like, okay, it means that I'm making impact, right? It means that I'm someone to be talked about, or someone that you cannot just ignore. But that's just by the way. It just got me thinking that no matter how much you try to fit in, you cannot 100% fit in. So it's okay if people don't like you. You don't like everybody too. I have certain persons that, not like I don't like them, I'm not just, they're not my cup of tea, let me put it that way, right? It's even better when both parties are aware, so we don't step on each other's toes, right? We're just being cordial, friendly, and being polite, for real, and there's not a form of disrespect. So it's okay if everybody does not like you. That's okay. It's their cup of tea. You self make your own cup of tea and drink it without sugar, with or without sugar. Anyways, the Bible says be at peace with all men, right? Being at peace with all men, I don't have to make you my best buddy. Just knowing where you stand in people's life will do you a lot of good, so you do not overshare. For your peace of mind and sanity, to do you a lot of good. And the last tip, this is a bonus one, the last tip I've learned, the last lesson that has really stuck with me this year is your relationship with God is personal. Yes, so what any other person does is really not your business. Of course, it's good to have fellowship with the brethren, but the main thing, the icing, in fact, what all others are built on is your relationship with God. So your activity and all of those things, your service is built on your relationship with God, having a genuine one, not a fake one, because it's possible to fake it out there. So this year it has basically resonated with me. This has basically resonated with me this year more, just the knowledge of a personal walk, a personal relationship with God, and that your walk with God is different. It's basically according to your calling, your purpose, everything that has to do with you basically, and not other persons. So in summary, you are not everybody and no one is like you. You are unique in your own way, in your own crafts, in your own thinking. Basically, God has designed you to be different, and He has called you to be different and to stand out in your own way. I hope these lessons are relatable, and I hope you've been able to learn a thing or two. These are the few things that I've learned in this 2024, or the few things that has resonated more with me. So I'd like to hear from you guys. What are your lessons for 2024? What is that one thing you are grateful for? What is that one thing that, basically one thing that has helped you revolve, or anything you'd like to share about the year 2024? Drop it in the comments. I'll be in the comments. That will be all for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I did as well. So if you did, drop a comment or two, leave a like, subscribe to this channel. Make sure you share this to your friends, your families, and people around you. Basically, I love you, but God loves you absolutely more. Bye guys.